Hey, what do you guys think? Should I do more streams with him in it? Looks like the chief's not here. Next, one of the historian pulls out a device and pushes the only button on it. After a brief flash, you recognize the interior of the Ceres monitoring station. Before I click that link, please, I don't know what it is. I have no idea what the Ceres monitoring station is. Please tell me it's like a Super Metroid reference, because that would be like absolutely unreal if it is. It might not be. I could be totally way off here, but that's exactly where my brain goes. As the search for the chief continues, a small elf who lives in the station tugs on your shirt. She'd like to know if you could help her with her word search, your puzzle input. She only has to find one word, Xmas. Okay, cute. The word search allows words to be horizontal, vertical, diagonal, written backwards, or even overlapping other words. Oh, okay. It's a little unusual though, as you don't merely need to find one instance of Xmas, you need to find all of them. Okay, cool. Here are a few ways Xmas might appear, where irrelevant characters have been replaced with dots. Oh, irrelevant character. Oh, awesome. Oh, boy. Okay, this is gonna be fun to do. In this word search, Xmas occurs a total of 18 times. Here's the same word search again, but where letters not involved in any Xmas have been replaced with dot. Oh, okay. Xmas here, Xmas diagonal. Oh, God. Okay. Take a look at the little elf's word search. How many times does Xmas appear? Here's your puzzle input. My brain's already churning, so I'll speak out loud what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to try and go through the puzzle and find the beginning of each word. This is my current thought. I don't want any advice on this, so don't throw in your own 2 cents here. I think I'm going to start looking for every X, because that's the beginning of the word, and see how many times I can make MAS appear directly after it in all possible directions, and I will iterate through the list and do that every time. I think that's my current goal. I am worried. I'm very worried that we might be bumping into one of the issues with Bash here, and that is Bash's ability to do 2-dimensional arrays. And what I mean by that is Bash does not have the ability to do 2-dimensional arrays. You can't do it. I can't put an array inside an array in Bash. I can have an associative array, I can have an indexed array, but I can't put one inside the other. So I might need to store all this data in one big array, and then write a helper function to take X, Y coordinates and turn a 1-dimensional array into a 2-dimensional array. I might need to do that. Cool. That's our example input. So let's make a file called word search solver. Okay. And while we need to read the whole thing into an array, character by character, right? Is that what we want to do? Let me think about this. I said we could store it all in a 1-dimensional array. Technically, we could store it all in a 1-dimensional array, but each element of the array could just be a string, and then we can index that string. That's not the end of the world. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's just read every character. How do you read every character in Bash? Is it -n chars? I think that's how you do it. Let's do this. Read -n1 char. Do echo char. Done. I think this is valid. We're going to find out. That looks valid. It looks like it read the new line as a character. How do you get that off? There's no trim. There's something else you can do. I think I might have to mess with the IFS to do that, but I could also just filter it out and be lazy. So I might just be lazy. We're gonna be super lazy here. -n char. So char must be set, or we continue. That's all we're doing. So we're just gonna filter out if char is unset. It must not be unset. What is it? Is it really just a new line? There's no way it is, right? Am I crazy? Did I do this? I'm just testing now because I actually don't remember how to do this off the top of my head. Nah. I think this is wrong. Yeah, that seems wrong. Yeah, there's got to be some way to trim off that new line I'm getting. I think maybe I just want regular n. Oh, I might just want regular n. I don't know why I'm reaching for cap n. Nope, still a problem. What character is this? Can I do this? Yeah. $12. Isn't that a new line? Or is that a space? Let's get the ASCII code for a space. 32. Is this a new line? 92. That's not right. $10. So I'm not doing something right here, but I think I'm overcomplicating this. Yeah, I'm doing something stupid here. I think I can just do this though. If char equal new line. This is lame. This is super lame. There's got to be a way cleaner way to do this. What is this? I mean, there's ways I can solve this, but I'm like genuinely curious. Yeah, I could reach for TR to remove control characters. I could absolutely do that. I'm just curious what control character it is. Is it like a carriage return? Is that what I'm getting here? It might be. It might be that. Whoa. What is... Oh, hold on. I switched to QWERTY somehow. There we go. We're back in Dvorak. This feels like home. Echo hi. I think I can do this, though. Make a new array of all. And then read-RA, the line. And then we can append the line array to all. And then we can printf hey, that looks way better, doesn't it? That looks like kind of what we're getting. Empty string here. How do I get every... There's a way to do every character, like... I realize I'm spending a lot of time just doing this, but I really... I'm committed now. I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong here. Yeah, see, that's not right. It's reading the whole thing in as one line. Should I do more streams with him in it? Get a nice Dave cardboard cutout. Yeah, that's beautiful. Let's throw a bunch of this out and let's start fresh. While read-r line do done. We're going to read an entire line. The length will be how long the line is. Line is just a variable. And the height will get added for every line that we parse. So we'll set length equal to 0, height equal to 0, and we will calculate these as we go through. And then in our array of all, we will add every single character from the line into the array. So while read-r -n1 car do done, we will take this logic, we'll move it up here, and then we'll have an array of every character, and we will have, let's see, puzzle length, puzzle height height, and then we'll print the entire puzzle character by character. That's what we're going to do. Cool, so the puzzle length is 10 and the height is 1. Cool, so part of that's right. So what are we, 10 characters across? Yes, we are. And the height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and whatever. The height is not 1. Height plus plus. Oh, this is consuming this all. That's what's going on here. I need to tell it to actually explicitly read the line or else it's going to just drain the standard input. Puzzle length 10, puzzle height 10, and those are all the characters. Okay, well that part's wrong. Because then if I just have puzzle here and then puzzle plus equal the line, then it will be a lot easier to comprehend. We'll have a length, we'll have a height, and then we'll have this, which will be the entire puzzle. So if I rerun that, yeah, and then we can deal with that. When it comes time to actually index this array, we can write a little helper function that can do it. What about an associative array keyed by x, y, storing single characters, and use the new lines to know when to increment y in your reader? Oh, you could totally do it that way, 100%. Yeah, that's a good solution. In fact, I like that solution a lot, because then not only am I able to do two-dimensional arrays, I'm able to do arbitrarily large dimensional arrays. 3-dimension, 4-dimension, that's just another comma and number, which is a key I can construct. So yeah. Yeah, I know, hint, hint. It's coming from Eric, so I'm thinking this might be useful when it comes time to do future puzzles. Let's try that. I'm curious about that. Let's see. No, let's save that for a future puzzle if I ever need to deal with 3-dimensional arrays. But for now, I'm going to try doing it this way. We'll see how far I can make it this way. Because already this is kind of scuffed, but here we are. All right. So now we have to loop over every part of the puzzle. For I equals 0, I less than, let's go left to right. So I less than length, I plus plus. And no, we're doing this like game programming. So this is our y. We are going to change our, this is not our y. This is our x. Whatever. Let's stick with i's for now. I know I'm going to get this backwards at least once. I just know it. I know it, but that's fine. So we printed the puzzle. Let's make sure we can still reprint the puzzle if we need to. So C equals puzzle, and then we index it at I plus J, close this, echo dash N, C. This isn't correct. Before anyone says anything, this is not correct. I'm just setting up this. Okay, we're going to echo without a new line the character that we got, and we're going to echo a new line here. So we're going to reconstruct the puzzle, and this is I here, so we have to I times J times height. I think that works. Let me throw another echo here. So these two puzzles should be the same if I did this correctly. So MMSXX, MMSXX. Down here, MASX, MASX. Going down MAMX, MAMX. This puzzle looks the same. So we were able to reconstruct the puzzle using our own little notation here. So hey, that's really, really cool that we're able to do this. So let's go here. We're going to loop over every single character that we see from left to right, top to bottom. We are going to, if the character, here's what we'll do. Character equals X, because that's the beginning of the string we're looking for. That's what we want. So if we don't find it, we will try again. We're only going to look at X characters. So what that does, let me visualize what I'm doing actually, because this will be helpful even for myself. If the character is an X, then we will echo -n X. Else, we will echo -n a period, which means do nothing. And then we'll put this echo back down here. So we're going to take the input puzzle and turn it into this, which is completely wrong. Okay, so I did something wrong. What did I do wrong here? I'm worried here. Is this character, if character equal X? Am I crazy? Is that not an X character? Here's what I'm worried about now. Is there some control character that's going on here because of that read command? There shouldn't be. Oh. Right. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I'm dumb. The more I think about this, the more I think the associative array is the way to do it. The more I think that's the way to do it. Yeah, because this isn't right at all. What I wrote here is not right at all. All right. We're in the 11th hour, but we're doing it. We're doing it, you and Eric. Associative array time. So we've looped over the row. Now we're going to loop over every character in that string. So we have the length of the string for I is equal to, oh, that's height and length. Okay. For I is equal to 0, I less than length, I plus plus, do, done. Char is the line at that location. We can't use this notation. We have to substring it. We have to substring it at I for 1. Substring at the ith location and get 1 element from it. That will be the char that we are looking for. Now that we have the char, we need to store it in the puzzle array, and we need to come up with a key for it. So the key will look like number, comma, number. And the number will be the height that we are on, comma, the I location that we were on. That's the key. And the value will be the char. I think this is how we do it. That means printing the puzzle won't be any useful at all. So we are good. So now we just need to reconstruct the key using this. So I think it's I, comma, J. I think that's right. And then the char would be the puzzle at key. And then, all right, let's throw this out real quick because this isn't useful. Let's see if we can recreate the puzzle using this. None of that worked. Something funky here. Let me echo setting key equal char. Okay. I mean, that looks right? That looks great. That actually looks really good to me. So it seems like this puzzle variable is working here. Now my pulling the data back out of it is, well, of course it's not going to work because I'm echoing C here when I call it char. If I was consistent, this wouldn't be a problem. Cool. Does that match the example input? MMS. Yeah, it looks good to me. Cool, so we were able to reconstruct the puzzle from our input. Look at that. This is taking way longer than day 3. But learning a lot of good stuff here, and when we have to do 2D or 3D stuff in the future, we will have this beautiful associative array syntax. Thank you, Eric, because now this will work for arbitrarily large dimensional arrays. So if you want to give me a 4-dimensional problem, God, please don't. But or do. Maybe it'd be a ton of fun. I don't know. Easy, the entire algorithm. Hard, naming one variable. It's literally is true. It's literally true. Oh my god, foo1, foo2, foo2.2, foo.real, foo.finished. foo.finished.to, foo.finish.divx.torrent. Like, I mean, yeah, I can come up with a whole bunch of different names. Okay, so if I did this right, then we should print the same puzzle, but we should just have the X's of the puzzle. Hey, this is really cool. So now we'll go through the puzzle and we can extract the X's. Does this match the example? It does match the example, doesn't it? It does. Hold on. I'm comparing what I have to the example on the website. And okay, yes, this lines up. This lines up. I'm being a little crazy here. Okay. So now we have what the puzzle looks like if we only consider the X's, and that's what we're going to do. We're only going to consider our X's. We're only going to talk to our X's. No, I'm kidding. So what we're going to do is when we have an X, we need to check every possible direction to see if the word is there. And the way we do that is... Let's do this. If it's an X, then we will say check for match, and we will give it the coordinates, which are I and j. So this function doesn't exist yet, but we're going to make a function that will take a coordinate, an I and a j, and we will check the puzzle in every possible direction. So let's do this. Let's just put the function here. Check for match. Local I equals $I, local j equals $j. Close that. Cool. So now we have the functions that we, or the arguments that we care about. Echo. Why is that syntax? Ah, that's wrong. Checking for match at I, comma, j. So if we print this, cool. So those are the only places we have to look for possible matches. Neato. Local key equals I, j. I'm realizing I should have put this echo below where I define these local variables because scope's a little bit. I'm scope creeping into the global here. All right. So now we have the key. So we know the char at that key will be X. So we need to check every possible direction. So we have to check up, left, down, right, diagonal, diagonal. We have 8 directions to check. Oh man, this sucks. Let me think about how we're going to do this. We'll have to do 8 different directions, and for each direction, they all have different rules on which number gets incremented. Like if we go up, we're going to increment I. If we go to the right, we're going to increment j. If we go down right, we're going to decrement j and increment I. So we have to write these rules out somehow. Nested for loop, that was going to be for loops, all right. I mean, Eric, you put me into these positions where brute forcing it is that you're a master at this. Where brute forcing it is right there, taunting me with the. I'm like, if I figure out the algorithm, I can save some time. But if I brute force it, I can do it. And brute forcing it is within reach. And it's just there's normally brute forcing is so far out of reach. I have to think of the algorithm, or brute forcing is such the obvious solution. I don't have to worry about the algorithm. This is like. They're in that gray zone, man. You've nailed it. This is impressive. Bash is limited. I have some ideas. Let's just start coding and let's see what happens. Let's check right. In order to check right, we know that the here's what we can do. I'm just gonna write this out. X equals puzzle at I, comma, j. Okay. Local m equals puzzle at I is the one that has to be incremented. So at I plus 1, comma, j. I hate this. Oh, do you guys see where I'm going with this? And if x equal x, looks good to me. Ship it. And m equals m. Oh, this sucks. Then, hooray, we did it. And if we did it, let's do num found. Let's just make a global variable. And if we did it here, then num found plus plus. Okay. And then at the bottom of this, we could just say echo found num found matches. So we found one match, so only one match goes from left to right. God, I hope that's correct. Let's look at the, I'm looking at the example one in my browser. So from left to right, I see Xmas here. And I see Xmas up here. So we're already wrong. And I see it down here. We'll figure it out. Oh, I think I incremented I. I think I'm actually, technically, I'm not checking. If I incremented I, which was the first one, I'm actually checking down. I'm checking down. So if I'm checking down, XMAS is here. Oh yeah, that might be valid. There might only be one Xmas that is written from top to bottom. Okay, that actually might be working. All right, let me look at chat. I'm still showing the browser. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, my bad. I thought I was showing. Here's what I've created. My bad. I've made one string where I've just put all of them together and then checked to see if the string was equal to Xmas. Because the nice thing about Bash is if I reference a part of the associated array that's not there, I just get back an empty string. So it just won't be Xmas. So, guys, this sucks. Oh man. Can I do this? Let me try something. For x equals I, j equals, oh no, x and y. We're going to use x and y. This isn't even correct, and they're backwards, but I don't care. We need placeholder variables. We're going to use a and b. A equals I, b equals j. That way we're not overwriting them. A plus plus, and then we need a counter here. This is so scuffed. N equals 0, and less than 4, because Xmas has 4 characters in it. We could do something like this, and then we can just key out A comma B. That's our key. I'm just mixing all sorts of syntaxes here. We can key that out. Get the char at that location, which is puzzle key. And then we can append that to some string that we've made. We'll call it s plus equal char. And we'll set s equal to an empty string here. And then we will check if s equals Xmas, then phi. I think we can do this. Okay, we're getting there. Or we go into an infinite loop. I like that. I am kind of just making up syntax here. So, oh yeah, we didn't do n++, so that'll just run forever. Found 0 matches. Cool, not what I wanted. Cool, so none of them returned anything. That's awesome. So what am I doing wrong here? S plus equal char, puzzle key. Key is that, echo, key. We're not getting a key. That's, oh, because I didn't define it yet. What am I doing wrong here? For n equals 0, a equals I, b equals j. A plus plus and n plus plus, n is less than 4. Oh! You would think I've never programmed before. I just had that ordering wrong. Okay, found one matches. Hey, 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 we're getting there. We're getting there. So that is a match in one direction. So this will check down, and that's how we do it. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. This is, it's absolutely scuffed, and I think this is the only code that we need to, quote, copy and paste. But there's got to be just a simpler way to abstract what I'm sending here. There's got to be a better way than copying and pasting this 8 times. But I'm getting tired. So let's try this. Check up would be a minus minus. Check right would be b plus plus. Check left would be b minus minus. Now we need to check the diagonals. Check up right would be a combination of up and right. So up and right is up is a minus minus b plus plus. This sucks. There's a so much better way of doing this, but I don't know what it is. Down right. What is down and what is right? A plus plus b plus plus. A plus plus b plus plus. Okay. Check up left. Up is a minus minus, and this is b minus minus. And then check up right, and this one is a plus plus b minus minus. Oh, this is so silly. Let's see. You could condense it a little bit by reversing the string and also matching against that. Probably, yeah. Could just do it twice, one for diags and one for up, down, left, right, in a function and pass the var names to the functions. Yeah, it is. I mean, this totally is. Yeah, this is something that could be rolled up into one for loop. But I'm telling you guys, my brain's a little bit fried after 2 hours of doing this. But let's see. Found 18 matches. In this word search, Xmas occurs a total of 18 times. So it works. Just had to manually unroll a for loop. I like what you got. Thank you. I appreciate that. You like how I commented? How very nice is that? God, this sucks. So what do we have? Real input. Cool. Found 2, 5, 6, 9 matches. Cool. So if we go over here, 2, 5, 6, 9, submit. That's the right answer. You're 1 gold star closer to finding the chief historian. Yes, we did it, guys. We did it. We did it. If it works, it ain't stupid. Well... Okay, cool. Time for part 2, and then I'll probably call it a night, because it is way later than I realized. Part 2. I'm so nervous about part 2 because of the way I solved part 1. Don't say that. The elf looks quizzically at you. Did you misunderstand the assignment? Yo, come on. Looking at the instructions, you flip over the word search to find that this isn't actually an Xmas puzzle. It's an X-mass puzzle in which you're supposed to find two mass in the shape of an X. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. One way to achieve that is like this. MAS, MAS, the A is shared. Irrelevant characters have been replaced with period in the above diagram. Within the X, each mas can be written forwards or backwards. Oh, okay. So if I'm reading this correctly, my assumption right now is that they must share an A because an A is the middle character. Dude, this sucks, bro. I love this. Here's the same example from before, but this time all of the Xmasses have been kept instead. The X dash misses. Okay, so we have mass and we have mass. Awesome. We have mass and we have Sam. Sam and Sam. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. Yep. Yep. You've got to be kidding me. Xmas appears 9 times. Okay, so if I'm correct, then the letter A should show up 9 times. Because the letter A, every Xmas only has one A in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. That's a cool little check I can do to verify my answer. So that's kind of nice to know. In this example, Xmas appears 9 times. Flip the word search from the instructions back over to the word search side and try again. How many times Xmas appeared? Dude. Brutal. Brutal. Oh, I totally just said you can count the number of A's in the puzzle. That doesn't work. This puzzle had the ones filtered that didn't match, so that actually wouldn't work. It would be at least not at least 9 A's. Yeah, so I was completely wrong when I said that. But pivoting off of A, I think, is the way to do it, just like I pivoted off of X before. CP word search solver to X-miss solver. Okay. We read the puzzle in. We look to see if it was car X. No, we are going to look for A this time because that is all we care about. And then we are going to check to see if it's a match. And we're going to come up with the algorithm to check to see if it's a match. And it is not this. This is not what we're going to do. How are we going to check for it to be a match? Okay, now I'm thinking about it. It won't be too bad. It won't be too bad. It won't be too bad. Famous last words. It won't be too bad. Eric, what have you done? All right. We're going to pivot off of A here. Checking for match at IJ. Cool. We know it's an A here. So now we have to look. If we have an A, we need to check that these two characters are either X or S, and they are the same. And these two characters are either X and S or the same. Okay. Check direction. So top left to bottom right direction. And then let me organize what I'm doing. Put that way down there. We're going to check that direction, and then we're going to check this direction. So that's a visual representation of the direction that we are going to be checking. This direction, we need to grab the two characters. So C1 will be the puzzle at the key. Let's make a new key. And the key's already declared as local. So we can do key equals, we want at the top left. So in order to do that, the I has to go up and the J has to go down. So the I has to go up and the J has to go down. I probably got this wrong, but whatever. We're gonna test it out. And then in order to get character 2, it should just be the negation of this, because the I think I'm wrong here. Let me think about this. What does the I represent? I think I'm right. Okay. If C1 equals X, or C1 equals, oh no, S and, yeah, M and S. If it equals M or it equals S, and C1 equals C2, then we've got a match. And if we have a match, then we increment the number found. No, well, that's only half of the match. We've only determined that there's half of a match here. Yeah, no, if I did it in the right direction, then one has to be M and one has to be S. Yeah, I think I got this logic backwards. If C1 equals M and C2 equals S, or C1 equals S and C2 equals M, then that's half of it. That's only half of it. Then halfway there, else return, because we didn't match it. Now we're going to check the opposite direction. In order to check from the top right to the left, I got this wrong. I'm super wrong. I'm confusing myself with the I and the J's. Yeah, so the first number is the height. The next one is the width. Okay, so with that in mind, in order to get the height that's one above you, you don't plus one, you minus one. And in order to get the direction that's to the left of you, you subtract one. Okay, now I want the direction that's to the right and down, plus is down. Okay, now I want the one that's above me, but is to my right. So it's this way, and now I want the one that's below me and to my left, which is this way. Cool. And then we do the exact same check, and if we landed here, then we increment num found. I think that's the algorithm, which sounds crazy. Let me test this. Cool. Let me do, what did I call it? Xmas solver, read in from the example input. In this example, an Xmas appears 9 times. Okay, well, we have a syntax error. So, I mean, that's basically 9, right? Like, all set, guys. Nothing to report on my end. Syntax error. By the way, how come you can just index an array with a string in bash? Because I declared the array up here. This was Eric's suggestion. It's a really good suggestion. This makes an associative array. So think of it like a hash map, or Python has a dictionary, or other languages might have an object. It allows me to use an arbitrary string as the key. So even though we're indexing it like number comma number, those are just strings to bash. We're just constructing a string that it knows how to look up. 24. Oh, right. This is the thing about bash. You have to put something here. You can't have an empty block in an if statement. You have to put something here. So I'm just putting true here, which is basically in Python, it's the same as pass. This is just like a no-op. I'm just saying, hey, I'm not doing anything, because I just want to capture the else here. I could wrap the whole thing and put an exclamation mark here, but it might be harder to read, so I'm just going to leave it like this. Found 9 matches. In this example, an Xmas appears 9 times. Okay, I think this works. God, this logic, it just looks so ugly to me. There's ways to clean this up, but let's do the real input. 1998. It's a DDR song named 1998. 1998. That's all I ever think of when I think of that date. Wow, crazy that bash has a hash map like data structures. Yes, think bash 4.0. Very new version of bash. When I say new, I think it's like 15 years old. But yeah, that's as of bash version 4. If I were running the built-in version of bash on my Mac, which is bin bash, what am I on? It's so old I don't even have bash version in this. But if I were to do declare -a foo, it gives me an argument saying it's not a valid option. So you have to be in a newer version of bash for it to work. Where am I? I don't even know what I'm in. How many layers of bash am I in? I have no idea, but let's just set that and call it a day. How do I not have a directory? Where am I? What version of bash am I in? I'm afraid to close this terminal because it might just break. No, that worked. There we go. Okay, I don't know how that... I don't know what happened there, but we're back in... Okay, we're back in a terminal. That makes sense. Okay, so what did I get? I think I said it was 1998. Xmas solver, real input. Let's pop open the browser, and let's say 1998. Submit. That's right. That's the right answer. You are 1 gold star closer to finding the chief historian. We did it. We did it. Day 4, part 2 down. Part 1 was a doozy. I was racking my brain against that kind of algorithm, which is really embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but I've done a lot of 2D game programming stuff and collision detection, and a lot of in like tiles is kind of figuring out the next tile close to you and having to iterate through it. So I've written that logic like multiple times. It was not clicking in my brain in bash. So like I just had to unroll that for loop. Ah, man.